What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ncaa Gaming. We are back with the Sacramento State Legacy here on College Hoops 2K8, and we're just one win away from getting to the Final Four, but we got to get through the number 2 seed in the East, George Mason, who's only lost 4 games so far this season. But we have beaten 3 different teams, all from power conferences, in this tournament, so if anybody can beat George Mason, I think it should be us. We just got to get hot from three-point range, and we should be fine. But this is our first NCAA tournament appearance, and we're 1 win away from getting to the Final Four. And Sean Brock wins the tip. We're underway. Here's Hornsby from the wing, going to pass it to Brock. Working the low post as always. He finds Evans. Evans with the pump fake. Going to find a wide-open Clarence Foster from the corner, but he's no good. Now George Mason with the ball. Here's the pass inside, nearly stolen by Brock, but here's Childs, goes up from the low post, gets the bucket, and George Mason strikes first. It's 2-0. 1 minute into the game, and Nwankwo able to get the 3 to go, so now George Mason with a 5-0 lead. Foster going to find Hornsby in the corner for 3, and he's going to drain it to make it a 2-point ball game. But then here's the pass inside the Childs. Brock doesn't get there in time, and they take a 4-point lead. So here's Hornsby from 3, no good, rebounded by Crow. And Delgado going to drive in, lays it up and good. Now George Mason with a 6-point lead. But here's Foster with the deep 2, going to drain it. Maybe that'll get our offense going. But our defense really struggling here as Childs gets into the paint again, gets a bucket. And then here's Nwankwo for 3 again, drains it. Second 3 of the game, makes it 14-5. And then Turksign going to hit the 3, makes it a 6-point game, but then Harris going to answer right back with a 3 of his own. And man, we just cannot stop him defensively. Foster going to try to hit a 3 of his own, and he does. So we're not shooting as efficiently from 3 as we had been, but all we got to do is get a defensive stop. But again, our defense completely out of position here. Harris going to drive in. We just have no type of defense in the paint. Brock dealing with some foul trouble up to this point. Leno gets the rebound, puts it back up, makes it an 8-point game. George Mason uses a timeout. So can our defense finally get a stop? Brock back into the game, but it's like our defense is completely asleep right now as we trail by 10. We're just getting abused in the paint, abused from three-point range. As Valson hits that one. Makes it 26-13. Evans going to try to answer back with a 3 of his own. No good. Leno with the rebound. Puts it back up. Makes it an 11-point ball game. Now midway through the first half. Valson for 3. Hornsby didn't even put his hands up. And the 3 is good. So now it's a 14-point game. Hornsby going to answer back, though, with a 3 of his own. But it's not really going to matter whether or not we can hit our 3s if we can't stop them. As Childs gets the bucket there. Makes it 31-18. So off the steal, Childs going to dunk over Brock. And that gives him a 15-point lead. It's not very often you see Sean Brock getting dunked on, but he gets dunked on there. Now they lead by 17. Fernandez trying to stop the bleeding with a 3 of his own. Makes it 35-21. But then here's Mencio getting inside, and Brock not able to block it. It's a 16-point game. Fernandez going to try to clap back with a 3, no good. But Brock gets it right back and puts it down over the George Mason defense. But we just can't stop the onslaught at this point. They lead by 18 with just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Evans going to get a layup. Slows down the bleeding a little bit, but our defense can't stop him, like I said, as there's the layup by Chris. Makes it an 18-point game yet again. And Harris from 3, good. They're up by 21 points with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. And then Crow going up, gets the bucket there. It's a 23-point lead for George Mason. Foster going to slow down the bleeding a bit with a 3. Makes it a 20-point game. Then we're going to get the ball back in transition. Here's Evans with a big dunk. And maybe that might be what gets us going offensively. But unfortunately, like I said, it's not going to matter if we can't stop them. 53 points so far for George Mason. And the missed 3. Sokolov going to get the rebound, put it back up. Makes it a 21-point game. Time winding down in the first half. Hornsby going to hit a 3. And we go into the half only down by 18, despite being down a little bit more than that earlier. But still, we're 7 for 26 from three-point range. They're 7 for 8. And they're shooting 75% from the field as a whole. Our defense just isn't doing anything right now. Like, nobody is doing a damn thing defensively. And that's really the difference in the game. And it's going to continue on into the second half as they're just going to abuse the paint. And they're up by 23 yet again. They get a big steal there. Delgado going to lay it up. Now a 25-point lead for George Mason. And then here's a pass inside. Another layup. Now 27-point lead for the Patriots. And it's just getting really, really bad now. Foster going to hit a three. But we're still down by 24, so it doesn't even really matter at this point. Delgado going to get inside again. Here's Foster for three. No good. Rebounded by Childs. And then Brock going to get the steal here, lays it up, and good. So we're at least not going down without a fight. But it's just too little too late at this point. George Mason is going to end up taking a 30-point lead on us. I mean, this is bad. This is probably the worst we played all season. And that includes, like, the Kansas game, the games against Stanford, the game against Marquette. Like, I mean, it's bad. We trailed by as many as 33 at one point, but again, we're not going down without a fight. Evans with the layup there to make it a 30-point game. And a big block by Van Vector. Evans in transition, going to find Foster, who's going to lay it up. And if we had more of these plays earlier in the game, it might have meant something, honestly. As Evans going to drive inside, get the layup, and good. Cuts it down to 26. But in the end, George Mason was just way too much for us. As they're going to get a steal and the bucket. And our season is going to end at the hands of the George Mason Patriots. One more three to add insult to injury. GMU wins 101-77. So 34 was technically their biggest lead of the game. But at any rate, our season is now over. And all that happened is we just played a bad game. I mean, sometimes you play a bad game in the worst possible situation, and we picked the Elite Eight. But you know what? With how this roster was, it was amazing we even made it to the tournament, let alone the Elite Eight. So I think everybody on the team should be really proud of the way they played throughout the whole season, including in the Big Sky tournament and the NCAA tournament. And this team's really young, so chances are we're going to be back next year. We took 51 threes, only made 15 of them. That's really bad. But congratulations to George Mason, and we'll be back next season. But anyways, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new, click on that notification bell to be a part of the notification gang, and you guys have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. And like I always say, no matter what happens, make sure you guys keep that mofo rolling. I'm out of here. Deuces.
God, they tryna turn me to a monster. Every year I'm a conquer. Okay, see, I bring the thunder. Walking in humble, I leave Muhammad. Sting you like Bumble. Running with pride, 10 over. I still with bliss. I don't fumble blind.